Are boy bands dead, or is K-pop taking over? Whenever people talk about music from the late 90s, early 2000s, and even 2010s, one thing always comes up: boy bands. Whether it's NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys, or One Direction, every generation seems to have that one boy band that just took over the world. But if you look at today's Western music, there really aren't any boy bands that dominated the charts in the same way. At the same time, K-pop boy groups are becoming more popular every year. So what happened? Did boy bands disappear? Are K-pop groups replacing them? Or is something else going on? Let's talk about it. Before we talk about what changed, I think it's important to talk about what made boy bands so popular in the first place. In today's society, people don't just become famous because of their music. A huge part of it is the group itself. Everyone has a favorite member. Everyone picks a bias. One person might be the funny one might be the leader, one might be the main vocalist, and one might be the dancer. Being a fan feels like you're supporting a team rather than just one artist. And I think that's something many people still love today. Whether you're talking about One Direction fans in 2013 or K-pop groups in 2026, that part hasn't really changed. Now, obviously, there's been a lot of successful groups over the past years. But if we're talking about the last Western boy band that felt truly massive, it would probably be One Direction. Even people who weren't fans knew who they were. You couldn't really avoid hearing about them. Their songs were everywhere, and they had one of the most dedicated fan bases ever. But after One Direction, something interesting happened. There were still talented groups. There were still artists making great music, but there wasn't another boy band that reached quite the same level of global attention. At least, not in the West. And that's where K-pop enters the conversation. Now, as someone who actually enjoys K-pop, I don't think K-pop killed boy bands. If anything, it proved that people still love them. Groups like BTS, 17, Stray Kids, ENHYPEN, and many more have built massive fan bases all around the world. And what's interesting is that they used a lot of the same ideas that made older boyfriends And what's interesting is that they used a lot of the same ideas that made older boy bands successful. Great music, different personality, strong communities, and memorable performances. But K-pop also takes things a step further. The choreography is incredibly detailed. The concepts are fully planned out, and the music videos feel like mini movies. Fans get way more content than just songs. There are behind-the-scenes videos, live streams, dance practices, reality shows, vlogs, and so much more. Being a fan feels like you're part of an ongoing experience. One thing I find really interesting is how similar and different these groups are at the same time. The goal is basically the same: create great music, build a loyal fan base, and connect with people. But the way they do it has changed. A lot of older boy bands focus heavily on radio, TV appearances, and magazine interviews. Today's groups live in the social media world. Fans can interact with artists more than ever before. They get updates instantly and can watch their performances from anywhere in the world. And because of that, fan communities have become a lot more global. You don't have to live in the same country as your favorite group anymore. You can be a fan from literally anywhere. So if people still love boy bands, why aren't there any more massive Western groups? I think a big reason is that entertainment itself has changed. Years ago, most people were watching the same TV channels and listening to the same radio stations. Now everyone gets their content from different places: TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, streaming services, and many others. Instead of a few artists getting everyone's attention, audiences are spread over thousands of creators and musicians. It's harder than ever for one group to completely dominate pop culture. Not impossible, just harder. And apparently Simon Cowell has been thinking this too. If you didn't know, Simon Cowell helped put together One Direction on The X Factor. So when it comes to boy bands, he knows a thing or two. Recently, he launched a show called The Next Act because he believes that the world needs another huge boy band, which honestly says a lot. Because if someone like Simon Cowell is searching for the next huge group, then clearly the music industry still sees potential in that format. And I think he might be onto something. K-pop groups are proving that audiences still love talented groups, strong personalities, and amazing performances. The demand is definitely there. The question is whether a new Western boy band can adapt to today's world. I really do recommend after this video that you watch Simon Cowell's The Next Act. It gives more of a deep dive on what makes boy bands stand out from solo artists, and what it takes to create one. Now I know when some people bring up K-pop and Western boy bands, some people immediately turn it into a competition. But honestly, I don't think it needs to be one. Music has become more global than ever. K-pop groups are reaching Western audiences. Artists collaborate across countries all the time now. Instead of one side winning and one side losing, it feels more like different music industries are influencing each other. And I think that's actually pretty cool. So are boy bands dead? I don't think so. I think they've just evolved. The way people discover music has changed. The way artists interact with their fans has also changed. But the reason people love groups hasn't changed at all. People still love finding a favorite member. And people still love being connected to something bigger than themselves. Maybe we're not seeing the end of boy bands. Maybe we're seeing the beginning of a new version of them. I'm really curious what the next generation of boy bands looks like. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you think another Western boy band will become as huge as One Direction did? Or do you think K-pop groups are going to continue leading the way? And while you're down there, tell me your favorite boy band or K-pop group of all time. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!